Hello. So today we're going to talk a little bit about denim, and I'm going to show you one example of the impediments that we face during the product development stages in the denim industry. How did the word denim originate? In order to know that, we have to date back to the 17th century when one of the weavers from Nîmes, France, tried to replicate a weaving process that involved heavy-duty twill cloth called sarje. Now, the weavers made an error and accidentally created a new invention, and that was sarje de Nîmes. This fabric, particularly when was introduced to the market, the English and the French merchants was calling it by the short name denim, and thus denim was born. Now, the American denim blue jeans that we know today wasn't introduced until 1843 when a businessman, a dry goods businessman named Levi Strauss, partnered with a tailor named Jacob Davis to secure a patent for the construction workers working in the minefields. That's when the traditional denim American jeans was born. There was another interesting fact in the 19th century that the denim actually died off due to the manufacturers in America offshoring. It wasn't until the Japanese companies started to bring the tradition back. Yeah, and I always give the Japanese companies credit for that because during the 1990s, the 1980s, they played a huge role for that. Other than that, all denim lovers know that denim is comprised of two key ingredients, one which is indigo and the other one is sulfur. Sulfur itself has a lot of properties. For example, it has tintorial values. We can use sulfur for gradation effect to bring out different shades in and bleach washes. For example, red, yellow, green, orange, etc. shades. We can also control the fastness, meaning how much the fading would happen in the fabric. Sulfur is also environmental friendly depending on how much non-polluting reducing agents and oxidizing agents we use. In the dyes, in the factory-made dyes, there are two key chemical compounds. One which is chromophore and the other which is oxochrome. So the oxochrome actually attaches the dye into the fiber and intensifies the color. So we in the denim industry do cycles to increase the tone of indigo denim jeans. For example, these cycles are actually called dips. We do 3 to 9 dips. And there are two applications how sulfur is implied. One is SBIT and the other is IBST. SBIT is sulfur bottom and indigo top, and IBST is indigo bottom and sulfur top. In short, IBST is used for lighter tone and SBIT is used for darker tone. Now, we use a continuous yarn dyeing process, which is further segmented in two, which is rope dyeing and slasher dyeing. In the process of continuous yarn dyeing, what we do in order to get darker denim tone is that we dip the coned yarn, which is turned into a rope, in a reduced indigo dye pad. Once it gets reduced, it turns into a yellow greenish shade. And then we do a process called the skying process. The skying process exposes the rope into oxygen, and what oxygen does is it lowers down the indigo to its normal water insoluble shade, which is the blue shade, but it's still not the deeper tone though. It turns from the green yellowish shade to a more deep blue greenish tone. Now, depending on a client's washing recipe, we can always acquire the required denim tone. So now I'll show you a New York City standard product, which is not necessarily from a retailer, but just know that it's in the market. This has a bluish tone, and this one has a greenish tone to it. I don't know if you can see it, but this is our counter sample. Now, if we had the exact technical file we would have made the same exact sample. Stay tuned, I'll bring something new in the next video.